Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you different ways of starting and ending your threads from the front of your work so that you don't have to turn it to the back. Saves you a little bit of time. Alright, so I have got one here that I'm going to show you the loop start, which is one of the most common ways to start. This is generally, there are ways to do it with an uneven number of strands. However, I'm just going to show you the way I do it because I always stitch with 2 strands. So you take your piece of thread, you fold it in half, and you thread both ends into your needle so that you are left with a loop at the end. And then what you're going to do is from the front, go down and come up on the other side of that stitch. And then you are going to put your needle through that loop like this. And then you're going to insert your needle where it came up and then just pull it, and it's going to pop that loop right to the back. There, you see? And now that you can't see it anymore, you can just stitch as normal with it. And you didn't have to turn your work around. All right, I'm parking that in the next place I'm going to use it. So the next one I'm going to show you is how to finish a stitch from the front using pin stitch. Now I generally only use this with a lighter color so that I don't have to worry about it potentially showing through, although it's almost invisible if you do it right. So you have your threads. Some go this way, some go that way. So you want to follow the direction of the threads. You'll get used to it after you do it a few times. So I'm going to do it right here. This is a vertical thread. So you're going to split between in the middle like this at the top, and then go right back down through the center of that. Now I'm doing this on 8 of fabric. It may be different on different fabrics, but this is what I use. And then you just gently pull it taut, and as you do it, you can see it almost closes right up around the stitch so that you can't see it anymore. Just do a couple of these, and I discovered just how secure this is when I tried to pull some out when I did it wrong, and it was very difficult. So trust me, that stitch is not going anywhere. And then you can just trim it off. That one's done. So that was the stitch. You can see there, it's not going to go anywhere. It's nice and secure. All right, so that's one way to end it from the front. And another way to end the stitch is the usual way, where you thread it along the back. And again, a lot of times you would turn your work to do this, but I found just give it enough practice and you can do this by feel, and again, then you do not have to turn your work. Saves you that trouble. And depending on what stand you're using, turning your work can sometimes be very difficult, so this makes it easier. Just thread it along by feel, and then again, I just clip it, and that stitch is done. Again, I do that by feel. I just pinch it close up to the fabric on the wrong side and then just trim underneath it. That way I don't accidentally trim threads that I do not want to be cutting. All right, so for the last one I'm going to show you, this is how you can attach a piece when you don't want to use loop start and you have a bunch of stitches that are in a row together. Sometimes you just end up with a trimmed piece left over from another that will do well for a bunch of stitches in a row. I do this when there are at least 3 stitches in a row. That gives me enough security. Anything less than that, and I kind of worry that it's not going to hold it. So I have to do these 4 stitches in all the same color. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go down 1 stitch further than I'm going, and I'm going to pull that until there's just a very little bit, because I like to use every bit of thread that I can. Then I just gently hold that with my finger and come up at the end of where those stitches are going to be and just pull it. And don't pull it too taut yet or you'll make it pop to the wrong side. So then I do the stitch, and as I'm coming back up, I make sure that I am catching that thread, anchoring it. So it's going to go like this, and then your stitches from the front side are going to go like this and wrap around it. Same way as if you were turning it to the back, but this way you don't need to turn it. So just do that, making sure again that you're catching those stitches. Again, when you get enough practice at this, you won't even need to look at it, you'll know. And then once you get to the end of that line of stitches, so see this was 4 stitches, that means that the catches are between the stitches, there's at least 3 of them there, that will hold it secure, it's not going to go anywhere. When I get to the end of that line, you just use your needle and very gently tease that back to the wrong side so that it's no longer sticking up, and then just continue stitching like normal. Nice and secured, and again, you didn't have to turn your work. And then of course you can finish either with a pin stitch or with running along the back like I showed before, or in this case if you're doing a color that needs to be carried somewhere else, just park it where you're going to use it next. All right, so I hope that makes it clear. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.